So we talked about 3 curve already, and the 3 was with 1 curve in the neck, 1 curve in the thoracic, and 1 curve in the lumbar. This is also referred to as an S curve in the medical community because it looks like an S. And then we talked about the 4 curve over here, and we talked about the curve in the neck was 1, thoracic was 2, lumbar was 3, and the 4th curve was this tiny little change right here where the lumbar spine, the low back meets the pelvis. Lumbar meets sacrum, L5-S1 juncture. That's your 4th curve. Now we're going to talk about C curve. And a C curve is also the same in the medical community. And by the way, the 4 and the 3 curve are called an S curve by the medical community. They don't use the words 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is just simply to help us know where to place the wedges that you see in the videos. It lets me know that if there's a curve here, it goes there. If there's a curve there, it goes there. It's useful with 3-dimensional correction. It's not useful for the medical community. Therefore, we have different designations. We have 3 and 4, and the medical community calls it an S. When we get to a C curve, it is a designation that's used by the medical community and also by us. And what it means is that you're going to have a cervical curve, and it often goes down a little bit into the upper back, into the thoracic. But then you have a long curve. It goes thoracic to lumbar, and then it changes often right down at the sacrum. So it grabs elements from the other 2 curves. You have the noticeable curve or the noticeable bump on the back, the noticeable convexity on the back. And because it lives in the thoracic spine and in the lumbar spine, it's automatically a C curve designation. That's what we call it. We know, like we talked about in the first video, even if it's not noticeable, and it usually isn't, we know that there is a compensating curve in the neck, because if there was not, remember, you would be standing on your head if there was no compensation. So we know there's a compensation. There is often another compensation down here at L5-S1. Remember in the 4 curve video, we talked about the L5-S1 change, and that was the direction that the hip flared in or the hip was gliding in. Same thing with the C curve. There tends to be a change right at L5-S1 that opens up this hip here so that it tends to glide to the left. So this can be reversed. I've seen just about an equal number of C curves on the right as the left. I'm seeing more on the right lately. But the curve stays here, and then the hip flares in the opposite direction, which means there's going to be an L5-S1 change. Often, again, it's hard to see the change in the neck. But it has, like we talked about, it has to be there. Okay, so that's your C curve. Gus is still down there. And we have the 3 curves: cervical, neck, thoracic, mid-back, lumbar. And we have 4 curves: cervical, thoracic, lumbar, L5-S1 change. Hopefully that will help you out a little bit. It's certainly not meant to be specific to you, but maybe it will give you a little bit of insight. I hope you're doing good, and we're going to scan down to Gus because he's still here and he's still not very happy about it. He's sleeping on the wedges. Night night, Gus. Say bye-bye. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Okay.